Introduction to Gymnastics, Balance Beam Module. Be sure to practice gymnastics safely. Make sure your mom or dad is watching. Have plenty of room, practice on a soft surface, and ask for help if you need it. With TGC Online, Introduction to Gymnastics is where you start to learn safety rules, basic body positions, and basic movements. We want you to be safe. If you have a beam at home, go ahead and use that. Be sure you use a mat under it, or you could use it over carpet or grass, something soft. If you don't have a beam at home, you could use 2 tape lines on the floor to form a beam. Be sure to ask your parents to help you. Beam Lesson 3. The basics we're going to start with today are beam feet, forward and backwards releve walks with your hands on your hips. Remember what beam feet look like. Always try to stand on the beam in beam feet. Next, move into your forward walks. You can be on releve for these and step forward each step. Make sure you take your time. And then when you get to the end of the beam, start walking backwards. This one is a little bit harder, so just keep trying to put one foot behind the other. Pause the video now and practice walking forward and backwards 4 lengths of the beam each. Next, we'll walk sideways each way with our hands on our hips in releve. Start sideways with your hands on your hips and back your feet up a little bit so your toes are on the beam so you can push up in releve position. Go all the way down with one leg leading, and then when you get to the end of the beam, switch directions and go back with the other leg leading. Pause the video now and practice doing your sideways releve walks, 4 lengths of the beam each, right leg and left leg leading. Remember, it's okay if you bobble. You're just learning how to balance on a beam. That's okay, and every bobble helps you learn how to balance, so keep it up. Next, we'll do our bear crawls on the beam. Make sure you start in butterfly hands, and you're going to start by walking your hands forward and your feet are going to follow. So every time you take a step, make sure your hands are in butterfly hands, walking down the beam. This is harder because your body has to continue to sway from side to side to keep you balanced. So pause the video now and do 4 lengths of bear crawls. You can practice going 4 lengths forward and 4 lengths backwards. Here's another view. Look at those butterfly hands. That's what you really want to focus on. Her arms are even straight in these bear crawls, and that helps you stay centered right over the beam. So keep practicing. Next, you're going to do push-up holds sideways, and then we'll do push-up walks sideways. For your sideways push-up hold, I want you to grab the beam with your fingers hanging over the edge of the beam so you can balance better. This is how you're going to hold on to the beam in a cartwheel or a cartwheel handstand. So push up into your push-up position, keep your shoulders over your hands, your arms straight, your head neutral, and make a straight line from your shoulders all the way down to your heels. Pause the video now and practice holding your push-up hold for 10 seconds and do this 3 times. Now we're going to take that push-up position and we're going to walk down the beam in it. So hang your fingers over the edge of the beam so you can really grab with your fingers and balance. Get into your push-up position and make sure your bottom is down and your shoulders are over your hands. And then all you're going to do is, just like walking sideways, you're going to walk your hands and your feet sideways down the beam. So take one hand and start moving all the way down the beam, and you're going to walk. Pause the video now and practice your push-up walks 4 lengths of the beam leading with your right arm and 4 lengths of the beam leading with your left arm. Now we're going to learn what it's like to balance on the beam in T-arms. We're going to take all the positions that we've learned so far and do them with our arms in T. Starting with beam feet, moving on, we'll do releve hold, and then we'll finish with toe raisers. Pause the video now and practice beam feet and releve hold, holding 10 seconds with your arms in T. Do each of them 4 times. Next, you're going to pause the video and do 10 toe raisers with your arms in T. Remember to start with beam feet and then go up to releve and back down. Now we're going to do all of our walks with our arms in T. Beam feet, put your arms out in T and walk on flat feet forward. Go all the way to the end of the beam. Pause the video now and practice this 4 lengths of the beam. Next, you're going to walk backwards on flat feet with your arms in T. This is a little bit harder going backwards, so keep practicing. Pause the video now and practice walking backwards on the beam with your arms in T, 4 lengths of the beam. Next, you're going to go sideways, arms in T, and step side to side. Make sure you use both your right leg leading and your left leg leading. So pause the video now and practice your sideways walks with your right leg leading and your left leg leading 4 lengths of the beam each. Here's your challenge. Can you do all of the walks with T arms in releve? To start, you should always have beam feet. 1 foot slightly in front of the other. Put your arms out to the side and walk forward on releve, practicing. Pause the video now and practice releve walks with your arms in T, 4 lengths of the beam, going forward. Next, practice going backwards. So start in beam feet, arms out to the side in T, and walk 1 foot behind the other. Pause the video now and practice walking backwards on releve with your arms in T, 4 lengths of the beam. Now it's time for sideways walks with your releve, arms in T. Step to the side together, step together, step together, step, all the way down the end of the beam. Then go back the other way using the other leg. Pause the video now and do 4 lengths on each leg. This is the end of beam lesson 3. We did a lot of releves and a lot of walking today, so keep practicing.